Hello, I'm Stephen Mead, and I am a preaching student in the PhD program at Truett Seminary. And the paper I'll be presenting is called Preaching Mark 9:14 through 29 in Light of Gethsemane. Now, Mark 9, the passage that we're going to be looking at, is the one where a father famously says, "I believe, help my unbelief," as he pleads with Jesus to cure his son of the impairments that his son experiences, which Mark attributes to an unclean spirit. This is a touching passage. It's a beloved one for many people. But what I am trying to do in my paper is offer some guidance for how we can preach this passage in a way that counteracts some of the harmful mischaracterizations of people with disabilities and their families that sometimes can come out of or be drawn from this passage and other passages like it. What we want to avoid, of course, is perpetuating this impression that disability is in any way an indicator of deficiency in faith or in prayer. Yet there are some details in this passage that could lend that impression if preachers are not strategic in how they handle them. Especially difficult in this passage is the part where Jesus says, "All things are possible for the one who believes," right before he cures this boy. And many people with disabilities and their families can attest to the ways that Christian preaching or Christian practices can sometimes imply an insufficiency in belief or in prayer on the part of people with disabilities. Sometimes the interpretation of stories like this one can contribute to that impression. So my hope in this paper is to offer a strategy for dealing with these issues, and to do so using Scripture's own resources, in this case, Mark's own gospel. So what I'm going to try to do, first of all, is to establish a strong literary connection between this passage in Mark 9 and Mark's account of Gethsemane. And at the heart of that connection is the fact that Jesus, once again, uses this very same "all things are possible" language when he prays at Gethsemane, but now we find it in a prayer that does not receive an easy answer. And yet, when we look at Jesus at Gethsemane, we do not see insufficient faith, we see exemplary faith. So it seems to me that there are possibilities for preachers to explore by preaching Mark 9 in light of Gethsemane. Gethsemane can equip preachers with an important safeguard against that mischaracterization that disability is in any way indicative of an insufficient faith or prayer life. And preaching Mark 9 in light of Gethsemane might also equip preachers with some positive resources for reframing disability in a much healthier perspective. So these are the sorts of things that I'm going to try to explore in my presentation. And the last thing that I'll discuss is the potential value of preaching strategies like this one for evangelical preaching in particular. The kind of reading that I'm offering is sometimes called, in the biblical scholarship on disability, a redemptionist reading. And this is where, as Amos Young puts it, you seek to discover the resources for overcoming prejudice against people with disabilities within the biblical text itself. I think that this is a valuable skill set for preachers, especially in contexts that have a high view of Scripture's authority and inspiration. Using Scripture's own resources to help us interpret difficult texts like Mark 9 can help us to uphold Scripture's authority and its inspiration while also lifting up the perspectives of people with disabilities, their caregivers, their families, their loved ones. So I hope that you'll come think with me about preaching Mark 9 in light of Gethsemane. And as this will be my first conference presentation, I am really especially looking forward to your insights. and your input.